Good morning, children. Today we will cover the topic HTML, which has been already introduced to you in class 7th. So let us quickly brush up. As you know, HTML is hypertext markup language. It is a text document with a specific form, that is, it has got the content as well as the tags. The content is the information that is to be displayed on the web, and tags tell the web browser how the information is to be displayed. Next, that whenever you have to create a HTML file, you can create it in a simple any text editor, example Notepad. But remember, whenever you save a file, you have to save the file with .htm extension. The slide number 2 shows the HTML document which was created by you earlier, that is the HTML tag, head tag, title tag, and then body tag. Remember, there is a new tag, form tag, which is to be given within the body tag. The third slide shows you a sample of a form which includes the new terms like text box, text area, menu box, checkbox. These all will be shown how to create in the presentation. Forms. Forms is the topic which we are going to discuss this time. Forms is nothing but it is an interface used to collect information and send to a web server. Form must always begin with a form tag and end with a /form tag, and all the elements are inserted between the form tags. The form has three main parts. Number 1, form tag. Number 2, input elements, objects such as checkbox, radio button, text box, text area, etc. Lastly, the submit button, which when pressed sends the information to the web server. Input controls in a form. Input control is a type of input mechanism on a form. Input control is of two types: data input control and text input control. With the data input control, you are able to select the data, and with text input control, you are able to enter the text. For example, the one is text box, text area, password. With the text box, you are only able to enter one line. Text area, you are able to enter more than one lines. Password is the text box wherein only asterisks and bullets appear instead of the text. Text control has two attributes, size and max length, which will be covered later slides. Okay, whenever setting an form, we have got two informations, that is method and action. Method has two properties, get and post. Get is by default. Whenever you enter something in the boxes that appear on the address bar also. In the post, whatever we type in the boxes of the form does not appear in the address box. And action is where you want the contents to be displayed. For example, you want the contents of the form in your email address or in a file. As our session, we are not sending our output of the form to any server, so we can just write form instead of using method and action. Example shown in the next slide. This shows an output of a form wherein we have used get in the method. That is why, see, for the name we have typed ASD and it is appearing in the address bar. Password also is appearing on the address bar. This is the output of a form wherein the method is selected as post, and here you would see that nothing is appearing on the address bar. The content of the box in the form is not displayed in the address bar. In this slide, the last three lines, just read. We can omit the line, that is form method can be omitted, and we can just write form instead of the whole line. In this code, we have omitted the line and just written form. You can see the code. There are many form elements: text boxes, password boxes, check boxes, submit buttons, and each property has got its input attribute as type. For example, for a text box, we have the type as text. Any element when used first has to be declared with the type. For example, text box will be shown with the type text. Name will be with what name it is stored in the server. Value is what value is passed to that variable. Checked, if it is a radio button, then it is checked or unchecked. Size is the maximum number of characters that can be shown on the box, and maximum length is that is the number of characters that can be accepted in that box. Here we have discussed about the text box. Here the input type is text, type text, size whatever size, number of size 20 characters. Say I can accept the 20 characters. The space will be shown for 20 characters, but the max length is, say I take 15 characters, then only 15 characters is accepted, although the space is there for 20 characters. Name is the variable that is sent to the CGI application, as I told you. Value is whatever is displayed in that variable, is that a value. This is an example of a text box code which will accept a text box. Here the text box name, variable name is sname, and value will be whatever you accept in it, and then the maximum size is 10 characters would appear there as if, but only maximum 6 characters can be entered. And although I have typed XYZ text, you need not type this, you just type form, leave alone the method and the action, and just close the tag. Okay. This is the output of the text box of that code, and see here you can say enter your name, and ASD is being entered there. This is used for creating a password box in the form, and password box contents are displayed in the asterisk, and usually the value is blank. And this slide shows you an example of a code which helps to create a password box. Password of 10 characters, only 8 characters can be accepted. This is an output of the code which we studied earlier, that is the password box. Here a password box is created, and you can see the bullet signs there on the box. This is an example of a code to create a text area box which has been added in the last 4 or 5 lines. If you see comments, then it says text area name, comments, rows 4 rows are taken, column 50 columns are taken, and wrap feature means we will not move out of the column, out of the box, but will move to the next line, and the comment area will be only of 4 lines. This is the output for the code written in the previous screen for creating a text area. The text area is shown just underneath the comment. Checkboxes allows you to select more than one option. We can include these checkboxes in our forms with the help of this option, this object. And here the input type would be always checkbox, and checked means it will be already marked. If we have got 4 options and we want one option to be always marked, then that option has to be checked. Then the name and value we've already discussed. This is an example of how a checkbox is created. This is the code for creating a checkbox. If you see on the 9th line, there is written which sports you like. This will be created as it is. Then BR, line is broken. Then it says input type. Now here you have to describe input type as checkbox. Name is the variable name wherein we have declared it as sports. Value is cricket. First option is cricket. Checked means, by the way, first time it is checked cricket. Now cricket will be always marked. Next line, input type checkbox, name sports, value is hockey, and then you close the angular bracket and write hockey. Then input type checkbox, this is the code you have to write how. This input type checkbox, name sports, value football, then angular bracket close, football. Input type checkbox, name sports, value badminton, angular bracket close, badminton, then form is closed. This is the output of the code that was given in the previous slide, and if you see, cricket is already marked, the other 3 are not marked, but they are displayed there in one single line. Next is radio button. Radio button allows the user to select only one option. There are many options given, but only one option can be selected. The input type has to be radio button, and then checked. Checked means it will be already marked if it is checked. If it is not checked, then it is not marked. Name and value already discussed. This is an example of creating a code for creating radio buttons. Here if you see, input type radio, name sports, value cricket, checked cricket. Then BR, break the line, input type, again radio, name sports, value hockey, again angle bracket close hockey. Next time we have for football, and similarly for badminton. And then we close the form. This is the output for the code of the code that was shown in the previous slide. Here you see cricket, hockey, football, badminton, they are coming in the next line. That is why, because I had used the BR there. And next is that cricket is already marked, and this is the radio buttons. This is an example of creating a code for creating menus for menu. Here, if for example, we have got 4 options, so I have size is 4, and here in the 9th line, if you see, I have written which sports you like, question mark, it will be displayed as it is. Then I say select name. Now name is the variable name. Then I say sports. Sports is how it will be stored there, and size is 4. And before the name, you see, you have to start with select. Next is option value. This is how you have to write. Option value within angle brackets is equal to cricket. Then within quotation marks, then selected, and then angle bracket close cricket. Why? Because I have selected cricket. Now cricket will be automatically selected there. Next option is option value hockey, angle bracket closed, then hockey. Similarly for football and for badminton. And then if you see, if you close with slash select, it is closing it, and then slash form for closing form. Now the same options cricket, hockey, football, badminton are showed in the form of a menu. This is an output of the previous program that was shown in the previous screen. The submit button is used in every form to submit. When clicked on submit, the information travels to the server or to the email. The input type is submit, and whatever is typed on the text label box that is on the button, that is what we are. For example, here it is written submit query, so submit query is displayed. If I write in my value only submit, then only submit will be there. If I write submit info, then submit info will be printed there. This button allows the user or the server to clear all the input that he has input in the form. The input type is reset, and whatever you want on the button to be printed is there written in the value. If you write value reset, value is equal to reset, then reset will be printed. If you write value is equal to clear, then clear will be printed on the button. This is an example of a code where we are using the reset and the submit button. If you see from the last fourth line and the last fifth line, if you see there, it is written input type submit, value submit info. So in my button it will be written submit info for the submit button. Input type reset, value is equal to clear. So here for my reset button, I will have clear written on the button. This is an output of the code that was given in the previous slide, and you could see I had written submit info has come in that button. As I had written for the reset button, I had written clear, and the clear has come there. If I click on clear, the boxes would be cleared, and if I write submit info, then whatever written in the box will be sent to the server. Here is the activity which was given on the slide 3. You could create that activity, you could create that form on your machines by simply writing the code in any text editor and saving it with an extension of .html, and could run in any browser, and you could see the output on the screen. Dear children, I hope you have understood the concept. If still any doubt left, please watch the video again. Thank you.